Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another redesigning your OCs video, except this time it's a spooky Halloween version. I asked y'all over on my Discord server to send in your submissions and you know the rest from there because I've done this 3 times now. So anyways, let's just jump right on in. First up we have a submission by Gushroom, which I believe went by Shartshroom a few days ago on my server. Anyways, they sent in the character Grynoir, she, her pronouns, and first of all, love her designs. We talk about this. I thought that there was a little room for improvement, but I really liked the way it was set up, so I had to tackle this. So for this round of redesigns, I asked everybody to leave me their favorite Halloween creature so I can kind of reference it to make their character into like a Halloween type creature. And Grynoir's, or the person who submitted Grynoir's favorite Halloween creature, it was a vampire. And I was like, oh my god, vampire fits this character so well. We're just gonna go straight in with that vampire character. So I was told that I could change basically anything but keep the vibe the same, and so we were thinking like since the current personality was funny creepypasta scene kid, I definitely wanted to lean not lean into that, but I wanted to keep within that theme. So I didn't actually change much on this character, as you'll notice. I made the body one solid tone. I made the hooves and the horn a kind of blood red, like to kind of lean into that vampire vibe. I made the black eyes that were just pure black before and like dripping ink, I'm assuming. I changed those to just be black pupils with like little black kind of ink droplets at the corners to kind of look like tears, because the past picture, like the reference I got, looked like it was crying ink. So I kind of wanted to keep that in. We kept the pigtails because they looked good, okay? Like I had to keep those in. And then instead of keeping the little like space buns on top, I just made the tops of the ponytails look a little bit more detailed so that we could still have that kind of vibe, but at the same time not have the buns up there. I made the hair a white to blonde to like a very light strawberry blend, and then the 2 little pieces that come down around her face are still rainbow because I had to keep that in. Okay, she just looks so cute with them. I gave her a little beauty mark and a few different piercings because I just thought that they fit the aesthetic a lot. We did one little ring around the nostril and then 3 piercings down the showing ear, just because we wanted to keep it that like creepypasta kid vibe. So lots of blacks and reds in the colors here. We also gave them a choker and a little red gem on that choker to make it pop, and then we gave them a black bow to just kind of tie it all together because I felt like the character needed one more accessory in the design. And then I just took the rainbow out of the tail, if that wasn't obvious. I made the tail the same white to blonde to like reddish gradient that I made the pigtails and the hair into. But yeah, like I said, I don't have too much to say about this one. I really liked the design the way it was already. I just wanted to change a few things around, and I really liked the way it came out. So I hope you like it too, and I hope I did your character justice. Next up, we have a submission from Holophobic on my Discord server. I think they went by something else too, but they changed their name, so I don't know for sure. But anyways, here's their character, Doodles. They go by they, them pronouns, so gotta stay on top of pronouns here. Yeah, they go by they, them pronouns, and their current personality was smart but can be childish, and I could change whatever I wanted. And the favorite Halloween creature that I was given was Siren. And this is not the first time that I have been told this. I recently did a free art request stream where they submit their character before, like they submitted their character before, if I can speak, and I drew them as a siren because that's what they requested. And I noticed that that was like a common pattern, that they really liked sirens. So I was thinking, if you like sirens so much, why the hell do you have a unicorn? Question marks. So I wanted to kind of lean into Siren, but also kind of lean into more of a lore-friendly type design for this character. So I went with a sea pony, you know, like from the movies and stuff. I figured that would fit them just because, you know, you like sirens so much, and then, you know, it would look really pretty with the character design. So I made them a sea pony. And the other thing I did was I completely changed the color palette because, and this is not an insult, but the color palette that you originally had for your character is too much. It's too saturated, it's too bright, it's really hard to read. That's the thing about character design. If you can't read the details, there's something wrong with your character. And let's say this is not an insult or anything on you or anything like that, but I noticed that your character didn't have a ton of personality in them, and also didn't have the best palette. So what I wanted to do was keep the main colors, but I wanted to desaturate them, take some value out of them, shift things around just a little bit so that it was the same colors, same vibe, just a little different. Okay, so what I ended up doing was taking the blue and desaturating it a ton, and then turning the value down a little bit, and I made the body kind of a light blue with dark blue accents and gradients on the fins and the nose. And then for the horn, I also put a gradient there, but I would like to take a second to talk about the horn real quick, because it's not a Kieran horn. It's supposed to look like coral. My friend Styx suggested that, like, to keep the unicorn vibe in, we do like a coral horn instead. So it's supposed to look like that. Just keep that in mind. I wanted to mention that. But yeah, so we did the light blue and the dark blue gradients. And then for the hair, we went with a desaturated pink with the bright pink accents for like the fin, like the parts that show off it's a fin. And then we went with purple to do like a kind of hyper pop vibe to it, so that it looked neon like the old design but wasn't neon, so it looks aesthetically pleasing while still giving the same vibe. And then the final thing to wrap up this character was an accessory, because I really thought they needed one. The accessory is a necklace that is made up of pearls and different little tabs, maybe from like Monster cans or whatever, you know, those colorful ones. And it's just a cute little necklace that I made for them. So yeah, I genuinely really like the way this one came out too. I really hope you like it as well. Please feel free to keep this. Please feel free to steal the colors and keep it a unicorn, do whatever. But please keep in mind what I said. I think your character just needs a little bit of tweaking to look 100 times better. So thank you so much for submitting your character. I had so much fun working on this, and I hope you love this just as much as I do. Whew, this last character, Finbar. Hey Styx, remember how I said I wasn't gonna do Finbar? Yep, I wasn't, and then I did. So, I had plans to do another person's character, but they kind of fell through, and I couldn't get inspired enough to work on it. So I went back to the list, and I found Finbar, and I'm like, fuck it, we're gonna do Finbar, okay? So Finbar, their pronouns are he, they, it, and they're a dedicated messenger. Think like Hermes from Greek mythology, and I could change anything I want. The creature that I was given was ghosts and Mothman, but I didn't feel like I needed to lean into either one of those because the character looked spooky enough already to like fit into the theming of this episode. So Finbar, I wanted to change a lot of things about the character, mostly just so that it would read better, because I felt like the details were kind of getting muddy within the design, which, like, if that makes any sense, like the lava tail I really liked. Lava tail, lava horns I knew I had to keep, but I wanted to make them pop in a way that made sense. So I shortened the horns, elongated the tail, kind of made it look like it was flowing more. I used a light yellow to orange to dark red gradient on those, and then highlighted the sides with yellow so that it would look like it was kind of glowing. one decision I made about this character design that was kind of a risk was to put a blindfold on the main pair of eyes. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, why? And may I respond to that with, why not? Since this character had a lot of eyes on it already, I wanted to like kind of go for that like blind but sees everything vibe. So we put a blindfold over their main 2 eyes, and then we left his one big eye on the forehead, one eye on the chest, and I added 2 more eyes of my own on the like kind of hip ass area, and then those are kind of duplicated on each side. So there's technically 4 more eyes, but you can't see it from this angle. The other thing I'm super proud of in this design was the wings. So the original character design did have wings, but Hermes, to me, typically, like, when I think of Hermes, I think of a lot of wings and a lot of winged things. So what I did was I made one big set of wings and then a little set of wings, just to kind of push that agenda like even farther. Then I added besides like the blindfold as an accessory, I also added a saddlebag, like messenger, like dedicated messengers type stuff. Messengers have saddlebags or other bags to carry their messages in. So figured that made sense. As for the markings, I knew I wanted to change them, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I ended up going with a lot of gradients on the claws up front. Yes, I changed the front arms into like claws instead of paws, so the fronts are now claws. But yeah, I did gradients on the front claws and the gradients on the back paws, and then I did a lighter color on the tummy with these little dot accents around the ankles and around the tummy, and there's like one kind of on the cheek, like a beauty mark, and then a few on the ears. I also gave it hair, like I gave like little tufts of hair to it, kind of on the head and then on the neck and then the back a little bit. The idea was originally going to travel all the way down to the tail, but I didn't want it interfering with everything else that was going on back there because the design was getting kind of busy. But I genuinely think that I tried to improve the character. I can't say for sure that I did, but I think I tried, and I think there's a lot of interesting concepts here that I would love to see stick. But yeah, Stick's surprise, I did Finbar, and you know what? He turned out great. I love him so much. This is one of my fucking best ones from this episode. Good shit, good shit. And with that, we're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much to everyone who submit their characters. I'm sorry I didn't get around to everyone, and I'm sorry if I missed yours. I just had to make some choices and had to go with what inspired me the most, just because I've had a lot going on recently and I haven't been feeling very good, and I wanted to do something that really inspired me and really like caught my attention. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed working on this, and I hope to see you all next time. Mwah. I love you. Have a happy Halloween. Stay safe. Take care. Goodbye.